All right. I'm waiting again for YouTube to tell me that I'm online. And when the first of you guys will pop up, I will say something concerning today's stream because it will be a little bit different than my other streams. But let us just wait until the first of you will pop up in the chat. It's always about 30 seconds up to 2 minutes last time until YouTube decides to send out the notifications so that I will start the stream. Hi. Let's just wait until other people will pop up, I think. YouTube is doing a great job again. Hi. Ha, cheers to Brazil. Okay. So today I will be doing a different stream. Like you see, I've also changed the layout. We have now a chat box and also the Q&A sign. Because today I won't be playing guitar. I will explain rather short right in the beginning. I'm in treatment for my shoulder pain. There was some accident I had a few years back where I hit the ground, so to speak, while playing soccer at school. And I got a bit more damaged than the doctors assumed. And so after a couple of years, I'm experiencing pain in my shoulder. And that I got more technical now with playing guitar, more downstrokes and such. The pain kind of got worse. And so I'm in treatment now so that my shoulder might get better. And yesterday I happened to have a bad migraine, however it's pronounced. It's a terrible headache, also caused by back pain and such. And so I figured it's best to take a rest and maybe do a Q&A instead of playing guitar. So I will be playing guitar again for you on Friday, hopefully, when my pain will be away. But I figured it would be cool to kind of celebrate this small day, International Women's Day, so that I will answer your questions you have concerning me as a YouTuber, as a musician, concerning my experience in the music business. So I'm open to questions, and I will scroll through the chat if there is any question. So the first question was band name. I suppose you are asking me whether I have a band. My band's name is called OVERSENSE, and we are from Germany. We play melodic metal, and we will also release our second album this year, if you're interested about that. So, next question. Do you like L7? I actually don't know what L7 is. Maybe you can explain it to me, and then I might have an answer for you. Hi, how are you? I just explained how I am. I still have a small headache, but I figured it's still good or a great idea to hang out with you guys and talk a bit. I might even add some music if I had my phone. Oh, there it is. And then I can add some music in the background now during the stream. So, let me just see if there is another question. When will you do Black Sabbath or Ozzy covers? I already did. I did a cover of Paranoid. If you want to check it out. Let me just see. Another question. Is the AZ safely on its way to Ibanez? I will send it to Ibanez tomorrow because I still have some stuff to do. And after that, it will be safely on its way to get the treatment done it needs. Avenged Sevenfold isn't a question. But if you want to know, I have already covered at least 4 songs by Avenged Sevenfold. What got you into music and guitar? And if you didn't have gone for guitar, what other instrument would you play? Actually, I got into music right when I was a child, about 2 years old, because my father was a big music enthusiast. He always listened to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and such. And so I listened to music very early, and I didn't have all the child's play records, so to speak. In German, they have been called Bibi Blocksberg and Benjamin Blümchen. I listened to Yellow Submarine and such. Because I really didn't like these tales that got read out for children. And what ultimately got me into playing guitar was Sum 41. So this was a really cool coincidence, since I was a lot into video games when I was a child, a kid, and so I found a game on sale called Obscure. It was just €2.50, so that's pretty like cheap. And yeah, when I played this game, there were some bonus contents, like also the music video of Still Waiting by Sum 41. And I really love this band. They really got me into music, and I guess this was the ultimate trigger also for me to start playing guitar. But this happened a few years later. A bunch of years later, because my parents didn't like the idea of me playing guitar because my sister wanted to play guitar but quit after 2 weeks. And what other instrument I would play? I guess not no other instrument, because I also was interested in drums, but my parents wouldn't have allowed me to have any drums. Do you like Steel Panther? Yeah, they are pretty fun. They're really funny. And I've also seen them live already, so they really do a good show. My favorite Metallica song is Hero of the Day. Really cool. Which is your second favorite guitar? Oh, I might say it's the Jam blue floral pattern that I have. This was also love at first sight. Do you think a Gibson Explorer is okay for a guitar beginner? A Gibson Explorer has a huge body. Apparently, no guitar is bad for a beginner, but you should also know what posture is good. And a guitar with a big body might cause bad posture when you don't know how to hold the guitar. So it would be best to maybe ask an experienced player in your town, so that you can maybe show him how you play with the Explorer, and then he can tell you whether your posture is good or not. There isn't any guitar that is bad for a beginner, but if you choose a guitar with a big body, you might want to have a good posture, otherwise you will have shoulder pain, hand pain, or arm pain. That's my thought on it. Okay, I never heard of L7, but maybe I will check them out. Let me just see if there are any other questions, because my chat is lagging a bit. What do you think of the new Lilac band? Haven't heard of them, to be honest. What's my dream guitar? I already own my dream guitar. It's my Ibanez AZ Tequila Sunrise Gradation. Are there any news from your Ibanez giveaway video? Do you have the winner of the Ibanez guitar announced? Yes, of course. Since January 3rd. Because, yeah, since 2 months already, I have put him in the pinned comment, and the guitar is already on its way to him. But I guess it will take some time because of COVID and such. Thank you. Yeah, let me just see if I feel better on Friday to, yeah, play guitar again. What's your hobby? I play guitar, apparently. I also do like jogging. It's a big hobby, or it became a big hobby of mine. I like cooking, writing, video games. And I think my biggest hobby is the guitar. What guitar brand do you like? Ibanez. I'm also an Ibanez artist since late 2020. Let me just see. Do you play in fingerstyle? No. I can play the intro of Nothing Else Matters, but I'm not a fingerstyle guitar player. Also because I never was attracted by acoustic guitars, to be honest. They've already been very big for me. And I just said, no, I better not get an acoustic guitar player, since I also noticed that I have a really bad posture for acoustic guitar, and they are really big, and I'm sitting there like that, and that's not too great. So I never was into fingerstyle. I admire a lot the people who can play fingerstyle, though. It sounds so beautiful. How do I build up confidence to play in front of others? I don't know. Every person is different, and I got to tell you, you just get used to it. Just do it. But I can tell you what your favorite method should be. Thank you. Apparently, this wasn't a super chat, because it was also flickering. Thank you, Gummy Bear. Next one. Any motivation tips? Listen to music. This is always what I do. Do you have a boyfriend? Yes. I get asked this question so often. The cameraman is my boyfriend. Sorry, guys. This is why I really don't like any comments on my body parts. Like today, I was just really freaking out again because someone said, I just watched the video, or I stayed for the video because of your thighs. And I'm like, okay, you're reducing me to my thighs. And he was like, this is actually a compliment. I'm not. No, this isn't a compliment. You are reducing me to a body part. You don't take care of anything I played on guitar. And I'm like, you are not in the position to say something like that. And this is something people won't get. What kind of amplifier do you use mainly? Oh, of course, it's not turned on. It's my Engel Victor Smolsky Limited. This thing there. And this is also the amp I use when I do my live streams. Oh, let me just see. What is your favorite female guitar player? Oh, it's the same with male guitar players, like guitar players in general. I don't have one favorite guitar player, but a bunch of favorite guitar players. And to mention a few of them, I really admire Jen Majura, Jassy and Orianti, Nita Strauss, Yvette Young, Sarah Longfield. They are all great artists, but there are a lot more great artists out there. You like Lil Peep? No, I'm not into this kind of music. Rap isn't crap if rap is good. I mean, I really like Eminem. He's cool. Do you like the section? Never heard of it. Let me just see. What is your biggest fear? That is interesting. I think because I already had some nightmares about it, my biggest fear would be either if one of my beloved people dies. I guess I'm pretty bad at dealing with this circumstance. Or when it's affecting me personally, my biggest nightmare or biggest fear would be that I have a car accident and one of my arms would have been amputated. I guess this is also a pretty big fear of mine. Do you own a Les Paul, Gibson, or a Fender? No, none of these. They already have been too expensive for me in the past. They still are too expensive for me now, at least the models I'm interested in. So I guess this won't change that soon. Do you like death metal, like Cannibal Corpse? Not a fan of Cannibal Corpse, to be honest. What do you like to cook? Different stuff. I always cook fresh with a lot of vegetables. If you are interested, you can check out my Instagram highlight cooking. There are a lot of recipes or stuff I've already cooked, and it's totally different because I'm also testing out new stuff every week. For example, I have been baking some oatmeal bread lately. It's really tasty and nutritious if you're doing sports. Also, I have tested out a self-made Asian curry, totally out of my head, like what would suit best. I'm good at improvising and cooking, but not too much on guitar. Maybe should have run a cooking channel instead. Biggest oh shit moment at a concert. When my Whammy DT was accidentally unplugged. Like, it was in Berlin, and I guess Vali and Noelle can also tell you about it because they both have been there. It was a cool evening, but when we wanted to play Purgatory, I just listened to what Danny played, I listened to what I played, and was like, this is totally not the same key. What is wrong? And I knew I shifted the tuning with my Whammy DT. But the thing is, for some reason, either Danny or me has hit a cable of my signal chain on my pedal board, which is totally not that likely, but it happened. And so I figured out that my Whammy DT was unplugged. I was in a totally different key, and I had like half a minute pass until I could play the song again. This was a big oh shit moment. Favorite local dish? Hmm, that's pretty like. I'm being honest. I don't like German food that much because it's the stuff with meat is always a bit fat and such, and my stomach cannot deal fat dishes that great. But I really like the Bavarian food, like potato salad that is just with vinegar and oil, and they have really great dishes, to be honest. I won't cover necrophages soon, no. And please don't do cover request questions because I think this is a bit boring. Do you have a boyfriend for the second time? Yes. And again, it's still the cameraman. Um, are you self-learned? Yes, I'm a self-taught guitar player. And if you want to see my progress, I have uploaded a 10-year guitar playing progress video on my channel. And yeah, I never had a teacher, though there have been 2 or 3 people who have given me some tips, like, hey, if you hold your pick like that, maybe it would work. But I wouldn't count that as a lesson, but more as a tip. But everything else, like sweeping, tapping, songs, and such, I learned by myself. And also, I didn't have YouTube when I was younger, since in Germany the internet connection is pretty bad, and it was even worse 10 years ago. So I couldn't learn with YouTube, even if there was any tutorial online. So I was sticking to tabs and my ears to learn guitar. Let me just see. Um, what is another question? I guess my chat kind of refreshed and skipped another question. Do you know Stevie T? I don't know him personally, but I of course know his channel. He's really great. Do you like video game music? Yes. I really like the Doom soundtrack, like the original Doom soundtrack, and also I like the Duke Nukem music, and also the soundtrack for Devil May Cry, the reboot featuring Combi Christ is pretty great. But there are also pretty other games like Mirror's Edge with the really chill music. Then we have Skyrim and The Witcher. They all have pretty cool ambient music. Let me just see. Was being a student of physics helpful in understanding guitar and amps function? It is cool when you speak about gear. Yeah, of course, it was helpful. Math, not that necessarily, but physics, of course, because all the noise the guitar makes or the amp does is explainable by laws of physics, and it's also good to know what humbucker pickups do and what single coil pickups do. And it's always great to understand how signal chains work, and also it helps when you're mixing. You can see all the waves that are being recorded, and you know when it's saturating, and you can like filter out some frequencies. This is a lot of knowledge that is pretty useful when you want to record stuff. This is really cool. What was your favorite video you posted on YouTube or social media? Whew, that's a tough question. There are a lot of videos that I really like that I created. Um, I'm still a fan of the Hail to the King collab because I did this together with 3 other people and it was pretty fun. I also like my cover of Blut im Auge simply because it means a lot to me, and I was so proud of myself to be able to play the song after learning it by ear. And is there any other video? I guess there is another video that I really like, but it doesn't come to my mind right now. Let me just see. And please, guys, don't post your question 2 times. I will scroll through the chat, and you always have a delay when I answer. So you won't see your question maybe pop up after 1 minute. So let me just see. Do you like Nintendo or Microsoft? Yes, we have a Nintendo Switch here, and also my PC runs on Windows. Let me just see. Is there another one? What was the best guitar that you needed to send back? Tough question. Actually not. It's a guitar I didn't have to send back, but sent to someone, and it was the Schecter Hellraiser. But it's on par with the Ibanez RGD I had 2 years ago, 1 year ago, I guess 2 years ago. Yes, 2 years ago. It's a blue guitar. It was a really cool guitar. What band do you like? There are a lot of bands that I like, and if I would list them all up, I guess the stream will take until midnight, and I still have to sleep. Hast du es geschafft, jeden Boss in Borderlands 3 zu schlagen? Bei der Kugel habe ich versagt. Ja. Schon. You are always smiling. Do you really enjoy playing that much, or is it just your natural facial pose? You see, I also smile a lot when I talk. I guess I'm just a happy person, and when I'm goofing around, then you might just see when I'm enjoying it. But naturally, I'm just like that, I guess. And some people will say, okay, it's childish to smile that much, and it's not metal if I smile that much, but I can't help it. I'm simply like that, and I enjoy what I do. And with playing guitar, I'm even more happy because it's something I really love to do. Did you even ever break a guitar string live? Yes, one time. But I had a spare guitar, so it wasn't too bad. Let me just see. Why should I look at the camera? Don't give commands to me. I'm not a dog. How is teaching at school? Pretty exhausting at the moment, since next to, let me just say, I'm there at school to do lessons for the guys that are graduating, so that I can really answer the question face to face and such. But I also have to do a lot of digital learning, and I mostly cover all of my courses via digital learning. And then I have to be really fast because when I use the school internet connection, it's not as good and stable as mine. So I'm teaching in school, heading back home really fast in 25 minutes, and then do my online courses here. So it's a hybrid teaching, so to speak. And yeah, it's pretty exhausting, since then I explain online. I stream with my monitor, explaining stuff. I have to control all the tasks they are doing, because I cannot give grades to some essays or exams they're writing, because we don't see each other. And this is pretty intense and time consuming, which is why I don't have 2 videos every week for you guys, because I have to work a lot. And it consumes a lot of my time, because this is my day job. And of course I need to focus on my day job, because I want to get paid by something. Are you self-learned? I already have answered that question. Do you like Insomnium and or Ghost? And if so, would you mind to do a cover in the future? Again, I want to mention, please don't ask me to do any covers and such, because I have already like more than 500 song requests. And don't take it personal if I don't answer these questions, but it feels like it's the same question, just with different bands. If you just ask me if I like this or that band, it's totally okay. And I never listened to Insomnium, but I really like Ghost. Do you have any phobia? Yes, I dislike snakes, and I'm afraid of fire. Contradictive, right? I have fire hair, fire guitar, and I like the fire scheme, but I'm actually afraid of fire. Such a hypocrite girl I am. So, of course I have heard of Jack Schuldiner, but if you ask me if Chuck Schuldiner is God, what should I answer? He isn't God. That's my personal opinion, because I guess making a human being a god is not the right way to think about gods or spiritual natures. I know Death and Chuck Schuldiner, but keep your questions a bit more like serious on that matter. Any guilty pleasure pop songs? Let me just see. There are. I guess if you count Avril Lavigne to pop, I'm a big fan of Avril Lavigne, and I'm totally honest there. I already covered 2 of her songs, and so many people said, I've lost a lot of respect for you, don't cover this whacked out girl song. And I'm like, why are you losing respect of me? I'm just standing to the person I am, and this is what metal should be like. Be true to yourself, be true to others. And this is such a hypocrisy thinking that if you don't stick to just metal, you're a hypocrite and you can't listen to pop music. It's totally stupid. So this was a hard time when I covered Avril Lavigne because I got insulted a lot, and I got D-subs a lot, because they are so elitist that nothing is allowed except for metal. Next to Avril Lavigne, like I mentioned, I already liked Eminem a lot back in the days. I mean, how's it called? Without Me is such a great track, for example. It's so catchy and awesome. And also, if you listen to the lyrics, they aren't as stupid as German rap. German rap is something I really don't like, at least the stuff from the radio. I guess there are also some good freestyle rappers existing, so I won't comment on them, but on the stuff you can hear in the radio. Also, I have to admit there are a bunch of pop songs that I like. Price Tag by Jassy J, or how she was called back in the day, is a good song. Then I really liked how was it called? I'm really bad at remembering pop song names because I don't listen too much to pop. I appreciate actually Lady Gaga, to be honest, since she knows how to write songs and she's a really good artist as a performer and such. Many of the metalhead guys really dislike the fact that she performed together with Metallica, but I actually don't know what was wrong about it because she is like an artist icon. If you just compare her to other pop stars, she can sing live, she can write songs, and she knows how to put herself out there to create a certain image. And this is something you can definitely admire her for. Other pop artists that I like. I mean, if you count the Beatles as pop, I really like the Beatles and oldies. Then other pop artists I like. I guess there are a few songs that I like. But at the moment, like I said, I had a big attack of migraine yesterday. I guess it will come back to me rather spontaneous, and then I will have to say, hey, I thought about that song. I also like that one pretty much. But there are pop songs that I like to listen to. But currently there isn't any pop song I really like. Avicii. I really liked the songs of him. Great guy. Too bad we also lost him already. That was really sad. Can you play Fight Fire with Fire? No cover requests, please. Let me just see. Okay, my chat just refreshed and I need to see if there is any other question that I skipped. Oh man, there are a lot of questions. Holy. Oh my god, I don't think I get through all this. Let me just see. Okay. Oh my god, this is pretty much. Can you play an Entomb song? Favorite bullet for my Valentine music? I really love Raising Hell. Is there a tuning that you don't like? No. I guess there are always great songs in whatever tuning. What's a loved band that you never like? Bring Me the Horizon. To those who know my channel a bit longer, it's a running gag. How fast can you play a guitar? Fast enough. Do you like Iranian food? Lots of restaurants in Frankfurt. I have to admit, I never tried Iranian food, to be honest. But Indian food, I guess this is totally different. How often have you worked with Wally? One time we did a cover of Mein Herz brennt by Rammstein. I really wanted to do another cover with her, but she seems pretty busy with her own project, so I better not interrupt her with this. I cannot show the cameraman. No, he's working. And also, I think there are some things that should remain private. sounds like you're almost vegan. No, I'm not vegan. I just take care where to buy meat from. And we just buy meat from the butcher of our trust, so that we know that the animals are here from this region and not treated as like things, because you can even taste that. Like whenever I saw someone cook with the meat you can see in the supermarket, the really cheap stuff, the meat tastes not good, and it feels like you can just taste the suffering of the animal, and this is something I really don't like. I'd rather just eat vegetables, oven vegetables, and other stuff, self-made fries with some self-made cream and such, instead of meat, like during the week, and then just take the money and buy something decent where I know I'm actually not supporting a big company that is slaughtering lots of animals, but a small, maybe even family-based farm where they really take care of the animals. And this is something really important to me. So food and also nutrition is also very, very important if you want to stay focused, because all the junk food or stuff that you order, you haven't control about what ingredients these foods have. And there are so many ingredients that make you sleepy and demotivated or even depressed if you don't know your body type. And so I somehow like to have control about what I cook. And now that I graduated, I have more time doing so. And I feel way more healthy like that, to be honest. How did you and your cameraman fall in love? This is something pretty private, but it's also something like totally, what is the word? Not spectacular. Actually, we were just writing online. Like, he was also a student like me, studying math, and we always talked to each other, and this talking continued online. And then we found out that we have a lot of common interests, and so I guess it happened like that. There wasn't like a romantic candlelight dinner or something, some flowers and such. I hate flowers, by the way. I mean, why should you just cut plants to do that as a present for someone and they go into the dumpster right away? I mean, each to their own, but it wasn't that spectacular. It was like getting to know each other, and the more we got to know each other, we more liked each other. That's like it. Who needs a teacher when you have YouTube? The thing is, YouTube doesn't tell you when your posture is wrong when you are learning guitar. YouTube doesn't tell you, hey, straight back, hey, like this. And there are some things that videos won't be a substitute for. I already did a Doom cover of E1M1. What is your favorite video? I already have answered that. Would you ever be interested to make a theme song for a video game? I already did. I covered E1M1 by Doom. This is what I just said, I guess. Have you been to the United States? No, not yet. And I think it will also take some time until we can visit the USA with the current situation. And also the flights are pretty expensive. So I guess it will take some time. But I really want to see the US. Oh yes, also the Assassin's Creed soundtrack with the Ezio trilogy was pretty good, yeah. Where are you from? I'm from Germany. Did your job find out about your channel? Of course, everyone knows that I've got a YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm allowed to say any details, but no one is actually like against it or something like that. Any other details should be remain private, but let's just say it's a music school, and I guess a music school shouldn't have anything about my hobby. Braucht man für den Engel Caploader ein Effektgerät? Nein, der Caploader ist ein Effektgerät sozusagen. I see sexist bullshit in your comments, but I know I don't see most of it. Do you think things are getting better for women on YouTube or worse? It's getting worse, to be honest. Even if there is a lot of body positivity and sexual harassment, awareness stuff and such. So many people don't even know when sexual harassment starts, so to speak. And also, I'm deleting a lot of stuff. I admit I'm deleting comments, something that is plain disrespectful, like I saw boobs, I clicked. I mean, okay. It's like I'm totally advertising my videos with my boobs, like you see. But apparently some guys need to share that info with other people. And there are also some people, like someone actually told me when I had my hearing loss, I needed to take a lot of cortisone injections, and I really got a bit like a balloon, so to speak. I'm not even lying about it. I was pretty sad at this time because I was actually a trained girl, and then seeing that your body is getting full of water and such, and you cannot get rid of it, it was pretty frustrating. Now, after some years, my body finally got its form back. Like, I don't have a double chin anymore. And also my arms are getting really normal now. And this was a pretty intense time for me. I still don't think I was fat and such. I mean, I was completely healthy, so nothing was wrong about it. But there was one person that told me, it gets more and more worse looking at you. It's really disgusting to see your body. I was like, okay, I'm even normal weight. What is wrong with you? And so he continued with, he was being rational at some point, and he said, attractiveness doesn't only come from the soul, but also from the shape of the body. And if the body isn't aesthetically pleasing, you shouldn't respect a human being or something like that, or tell him that he isn't aesthetically good or something like that. And this is like really screwed up. Like, how do you even have the right to judge the body of other people if you're not a doctor or a fitness enthusiast that got counseled for like exercises and such? And there are also a lot of people that are commenting about my thighs and such. And then when I complain about it, they say, okay, you are asking for it. You are wearing fishnets. And if you're wearing fishnets, then of course you just look at the thighs of a girl. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but still then I'm playing guitar. Can I not dress like I want? I mean, there are so many people, also male singers, performing shirtless. And I cannot even wear a pants and fishnet leggings and such without getting sexually assaulted. And then they are telling me, okay, it's your fault. It's your fault. I have to look at it because you're wearing something like that. And I'm like, no, guys. It's the same argumentation when a girl gets raped and people are like, well, she wore a very, very short skirt. I couldn't help it. She was asking for it. No one is basically asking for it. Whether it's a boy or a girl, I won't even focus it on girls necessarily, because there are also women that are sexually harassing dudes like, hey, you're so unattractive, you don't even have a six-pack. Women can be as disrespectful as men, and this is like just not showing that much, because men are, in effect, more offensive than women. And so they tend to speak up their mind in comments more than women, which doesn't make women any kind better. It's a problem of human nature that many people look at the outside of a person and they don't know when they cross a border and when they insult another person. And with the internet, it's even worse because you cannot say that face to face. You always have the border of a screen and not the direct reaction of the person. And so it's getting really easy, to be honest. Okay. Do you listen to Kuhit and Cambria? No, I cannot even pronounce the name. Sorry. This third question, whether I plan to do a Doom cover. And the third time I said, I already did. Just search for it. Let me just see. What animal do you most identify with? If you ask my boyfriend, it's a duck, because I'm a little clumsy, but cute and totally adorable. Yeah. And ducks are loyal. What is the best guitar you usually use the most? It's my Ibanez AZ. Um, I love your videos, and I always wondered if you have ever come across difficulties or conflicts between your work as an artist and your full-time day job. Every day. It's basically every day. I'm battling every day that I get everything done. And when there is a day like yesterday where I had a terrible migraine and such, and also feeling not today that great, I lose a lot of time. And it's rather the time that is the conflict, because I have to balance my work on YouTube and my work on my day job. And this can be pretty demanding at some point, because then I also have to do stuff for the band. Then I have to do stuff here for the flat. Then I have to do sports and such. And so my week is pretty full. Are you 100% metalhead? I guess no. I also listen to rock music and pop stuff, so I'm not a true metalhead. Sorry for that. Do you like Wii Sports Resort? I never really played that. I don't even have a Wii at home. I never played something by Running Wild, no. Let me just see. Do you had played as I Lie Dying on guitar, and do you know the song Through Struggle? I of course know Through Struggle, but I haven't played As I Lie Dying yet. Do you like the Assassin's Creed series video game? Yes. Yes, I really like them. We don't have Valhalla yet, but we're currently replaying Origins. I also really like the Egyptian atmosphere, so to speak, and I'm also interested in ancient Egypt, so this is a great setting. I don't like Burzum at all. Sorry, I'm not into black metal. If there is one subgenre of metal I don't like, it's black metal. What other languages do you speak? German, English, French. I used to be able to speak a bit Italian and Chinese, but I guess I'm not able to do that anymore. What is it like in Germany? I live in Canada, so that's why I want to know. It's the other side of the world for me. Wow. At the moment, it's just as boring as everywhere else, I guess. We're on lockdown. Germany is pretty much cold most of the time. And yeah, sometimes if you're in the wrong region, the people can be pretty like pissed and such and not too friendly. So I guess it's not different than any other country that you have this or that region. Do you like high output or low output pickups? I like a mixture, because I really like crunchy, near to clean sounds I can achieve by dialing down the volume knob, and I also really like high output for all the pinch harmonics and such. I guess I really cannot answer every question, because the chat keeps refreshing and refreshing, and there are a lot more questions. You guys are so crazy. Camper or tube amp? I actually never owned a camper, so I cannot answer that question. You seem real smart. Have you ever got your IQ tested? Thank you. No, I haven't gotten my IQ tested. And I guess it's also good not to know, because people never should be like put into some categories and such. What tuning do you usually play in? No specific tuning, to be honest. When you start to play guitar, which song you really wanted to learn? Psychosocial by Slipknot. Any tips for downstrokes and stamina? Like with every other sport, build up speed with the metronome and just exercise. It's just that simple. But I can just say that because downstrokes has been something that came to me pretty naturally. So I just kept being focused on the motion and then speeding it up with Master of Puppets. Do you recommend Germany as a good place to visit? Me and my family always wanted to go there because we were partly German. We have some really cool castles, so to speak. A lot of culture there. If you are okay with cold weather, then I guess Germany is okay. I mean, we have a lot of beautiful places, especially in Bavaria and such. So you should definitely see what sightseeing parts you can do. Because, like I said, we have some really cool spaces. And also, I just got to know that in a town where I used to do trips with my parents, Nearby is such a beautiful castle, and I just got to know it in December with a friend after so many years. What grade do you teach? I teach children between 10 and 18 years old. Do you like dark chocolate with orange taste and almonds? I love dark chocolate, but just pure dark chocolate. Pure dark chocolate is the best. Least favorite guitar effect. I guess I don't even know every guitar effect, so I cannot tell you. I don't speak Spanish, no. Do you ever pick a song to cover from that huge list totally at random? Like pick one out of a hat or something? Not out of a hat, but I scroll through the suggestions and I will see, yeah, that one is appealing to me. I really like to do that one, and this is how I choose covers. Dream Theater or Liquid Tension Experiment, which one do you enjoy more and why? I don't listen to both of them that much, but as I didn't even know about Liquid Tension Experiment, I think Dream Theater should win because the other band didn't even manage to be known by me. But this has nothing like to do with them being better or not. No, I've never been to a Rammstein show, unfortunately. What type of guitar necks do you prefer, medium or thin? It really depends on the shape of the neck. There can be like medium necks with not that wide fretboard that are good, but also thin necks with a wider fretboard. It really depends on the guitar itself. Where is your origin? Germany. Oh my god, I'm now with the questions of Avril Lavigne. So I guess I'm pretty behind the questions. I'm really sorry. How did OVERSENSE find you? Via YouTube. That's simple. Let me just see. Okay, so now the chat refreshed again. And there are a lot more questions. I have to scroll up again. And I guess there are so many questions loaded now. That's so crazy. Let me just see. Do you still run in the mornings? Yeah, when I have the time, of course. Because during morning, there's not so much people around, and this is pretty like chill. Fastest guitar cover you ever played? If you count the tapping part of Doom, then it's the Doom cover I did. You had problems and wanted to leave music? Yeah, I'm constantly battling that problem, to be honest. Because I'm also a human being and I hate frustration, but also I'm frustrated every now and then and don't smile every time. And there are a lot of obstacles you need to take, and somehow some of them you can manage to take, and some of them they take a lot of time. And with that time, you get more and more frustrated, and so there have been a lot of points where I say I should just quit. I mean, why should I even do this anymore? It's not fun anymore, and it happens every now and then. And then you just have to remind how far you've come and what you have achieved already. And this is something that always keeps me motivated. What food do you most dislike? I guess, let me just see. Lakritz, or licorice in English. I really need to vomit in imagination when I just smell it. I really dislike that. Really dislike it. Have you been enjoying the songwriting process? It seems like some people find it fun and some see it as annoying. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, especially with those guys. You totally shouldn't listen to the working titles of our songs, and you totally shouldn't listen to the working lyrics of the songs. Thank you, Antonio. How do you deal with copyright on covers? Do you get claimed strike a lot? I heard copyright laws in Germany are quite strict. Yeah, it's pretty annoying, and I don't live from YouTube because of that matter. Most of my videos are copyright claimed, so I don't get any revenue share. Even my riff lists get copyright claimed for some reason even if I don't feature a song completely or just a part of it. Sometimes they say, hey, it's the original song, and I'm like, no, I completely produced it myself, and then I dispute the claim, and then the claim gets refreshed, and I'm like, dude, you didn't even listen to what I played, or you don't even know the song you are trying to defend. That is so annoying, and so, no. This is why I try to come up with more original stuff with some comparison videos and such, because it's quite frustrating when you have a day job and try to run YouTube and you simply don't have the time to do all the stuff you want. And so I try to push myself a bit more to do more original stuff so that I finally get some revenue share because I cannot live from the stuff I'm doing on YouTube. My nose, sorry. For some reason, my nose is a bit itchy. Hi, do you come from England? No, I'm from Germany. Bist du zufrieden mit dem Engel Cap Loader? Definitiv. Will you play an 8 or 9 string guitar? I guess not. Simply because already with a 7 string, it's a big guitar for me and for my fingers, and it's a bit uncomfortable for my fretting hand because I really have short fingers. I never tried the Musician app, no. Do you think about getting married one day? Yes, why not? But not that early in the future. Are you playing with tabs? Yep, it's a mixture of tabs and my ears, because mostly tabs are not that 100% right. And so I'm relying also on my ears to judge whether the tab is right or wrong. How do you speak French a little? Bonjour. Oui, je peux parler français un petit peu, mais c'est ça. I used to be fluent in French, but just a couple of years is enough that you don't know how to speak fluent anymore. I'm a physicist, and after I learned you are a math teacher, I'm also a physics teacher. I watched your vlog videos and really appreciate you. Awesome, thank you. Lost your hearing, how did that happen? It was a really small stage, and I didn't have a proper hearing protection back then. I was wearing hearing protection, but it wasn't too great, and I was standing next to the drum kit, and the cymbals really were at a height so that my ears got damaged, and this is where I got my hearing loss from. Let me just see if there's more questions. Your hair always looks amazing. Tell me what is your secret to achieve it. To be honest, when I had the time, I didn't wash my hair for 14 days because I was getting really annoyed by that I had to wash my hair every day because it would look like shit otherwise. And so I was like testing out this method because so many girls were like, after they have like put all the luxury of the hair, like getting it fatty and such and oily, the hair would endure more. And so I took that break of 14 days, got my hair really greasy, and after that my hair is a lot more shiny, and I just have to wash it every 4 days or such, and it just keeps fresh and such. And the less you do with your hair, the better it stays in its condition. This is what I experienced. And also, this isn't hair color that kind of gets in the hair structure itself. It's just more a painting, what I'm using. So this is also something that doesn't damage my hair so that it stays straight and such. My hair is naturally straight like that, if you're always interested in that. And yeah, I don't do much. I just let the hair be hair, and I guess that's the best thing you can do. No, I haven't played the PV Infective amplifier. I haven't played with Korg AX1500, no. Do you like drums? Yes, and like I mentioned in the beginning, I also wanted to learn the drums, but I never had the chance to. Any more questions that I didn't ask, didn't answer so far? There are questions that are repeating itself. Like I said, please don't post your question twice, because there's a huge lag between my speech and your comments. My favorite song, this is also pretty hard to say, but I guess Blut im Auge by Equilibrium means a lot to me. Do you like Black Veil Brides? Yes. Doesn't Danny have a camper? Have you never tried his? Actually, no. I never tried his camper. Godzilla or Kong? Neither. I never watched these movies, to be honest. Do you need low action on a guitar to play metal? I guess it's depending on the player. There are a lot of people that can play with high action, but I am someone who prefers low action, to be honest. No, I've never been in Finland. Someone asked me how I am. It's okay. I suffered from a big headache yesterday, and I still have a bit of headache today. So this is why I'm not playing guitar today, because I don't want to risk having another headache day tomorrow. What is your favorite comic character, Marvel, DC? Tough question, really tough question. If I just focus on the Marvel movies with the Avengers and such, I have to say that I really like Ant-Man and such. But if I don't focus on the Avengers but on the comic series, I really like Wolverine. How do you get inspired to create guitar compositions in your band? Most of the time, the song structure is done by Danny, like intro, chorus, and such. And then I just listen to what he thinks the song should be about, and I try to craft leads and solos around it. And this is also something I do when I cover some songs that don't have a guitar solo, but I add a guitar solo. Like with some Rammstein songs, I did that with some Rammstein songs. I just have the idea in my head, like I cannot explain it. It's like I hear something, I hear a melody, and then I try to play it on the guitar. Like I'm singing for my inner ear and try to reproduce it on my guitar. It's like I just have this idea and try to play it on guitar. It's hard to explain, to be honest. But the more I play guitar, the easier it gets for me to get the ideas, since I know my instrument more. I have listened to a lot of my playing, a lot of other people's playing, and then it gets a little bit easier. Hey, I bought my first guitar, Bernie RLG60, and I plan to learn to play. Is it a good choice for a novice like me? I don't know every guitar type, so I'm sorry if I cannot answer this question properly, but there is no single guitar, maybe except for a Flying V, that is nothing for a beginner. Like you can play or start playing guitar on every guitar model. Let me just see. Oh, the chat refreshed again, so I don't know where the last question was that I have answered. So I'm sorry for the lag. Okay. Do you have to deal? Okay, I already answered that. Slipknot or Korn? Slipknot. What was your first song you learned on guitar? I guess it was Seven Nation Army. You did a Nightwish cover pretty recently. Do you listen to them a lot? No, not a lot, but occasionally. I mean, if I would listen a lot to every band that I cover, I won't have a life anymore. If you could own any guitar from history, which one? It's the one that Darren Malakian has played around 2001 with System of a Down. I think it's a beautiful Iceman guitar with a beautiful artwork by his father. Do you play with your thumb at all? Yes, sometimes when I do a G chord, I use my thumb. Kannst du I'm Savage, Am I Savage von Metallica spielen? Bitte keine Cover Requests, sonst könnte jeder jeden Song hinschreiben und das ist ein bisschen langweilig. Have you heard about Symphony X and Black Label Society? Of course. Is there an issue to be a female physics teacher, or is it normal for the students? I guess it's normal for the students. Yeah, just like any other teacher. But there's no but. It's totally normal. I'm like a totally normal teacher. Do you know any Russian bands? I don't know if I pronounced them correctly, but I know Armatory. They're pretty cool. Do you like Joe Satriani or Steve Vai? They are both pretty great players. They are insane. My 4-year-old son looks at you and says, "See, Dad, how Aunt plays." Cute. Really cute. Do you prefer active or passive pickups? It depends on the song, to be honest. For my band, I wish I had active pickups for some songs, but I also wouldn't switch my passive pickups on my AZ because they have a really great individual tone. Do you want to go to coffee with Ola? I wouldn't say no if someone would offer me a coffee, but nothing more. Do you like more Gibson or Ibanez? I don't even own a Gibson guitar, so this should answer the question pretty well. Gibt es ein lustiges Erlebnis mit Oversense, zum Beispiel wie du zur Band gekommen bist? Da gibt es bald News, wo die Geschichte komplett erzählt wird. Das wird sonst ein bisschen zu lang dauern. I really wish you enjoy your content, wishing you a speedy recovery. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. What do you think about the all-new Squire? I haven't tested it, so I cannot tell. Let me just see. Is your orange Ibanez your favorite guitar? Yes. Do you think wah pedals are good for rhythm? I guess any pedal is good for anything if you know how to use it. You should do Q&As more often. I try to. But I guess it's also would get boring if I would do this every month. So it's nothing special anymore. So I want to keep them special. Do you think you are going to play with Metallica in the future? The last show was awesome. Thank you very much. I guess I will play with them again when there is an occasion. But currently, I guess there isn't any live show planned or any live show near where I live. We are always like seeing which live show is near to where I live. Sorry. And so definitely I will join them again on stage. What do you think about Trivium? I really love them. Which song of Ghost do you like the most? Like I said, it's really hard for me to decide what is best or who is the best and such. But Square Hammer is quite nice. I cannot play Trivium because of a copyright issue. Yeah. When I played in Waves on stream, it was blocked in a country. The whole video of 2 hours was blocked in a country where many people watch my videos. So I figured it's not a good idea to play in Waves or to add it to my list, even if I can play it. Sometimes you have to see or balance out, gets the video blocked or can you play the song? And so it's always hard not to be able to play every song live because of the copyright issue. What is your job or profession? I'm a math and physics teacher. Hi Jassy, are you going to be gigging with your band once we can do gigs again? Of course. We should also have had an England tour or UK tour in June, but it was cancelled, unfortunately. Um, do you do weight training? Up until now, no, because of my shoulder problem. I do enjoy jogging most, I guess. This is keeping me like balanced and such. And weight training, I did a lot of weight training a few years back to shape my arms and such, but I have to wait until my shoulder is getting better to do this again. Hmm. You have a wonderful channel and the best mods. Great group of people. Happy Monday from across the pond. Thank you very much. Teamwork is always great. No, I never heard of Shades of Black, to be honest. You're the only streamer I like to see. Thank you. I'm not 40 days without washing my hair. 14. 40 days is a bit much, and I guess you would have noticed that during my videos. How many instruments do you play, or do you just play guitar? I can play the electric organ and a bit of bass too. And if you count flute, I also can play flute. Do you listen to 3 Days Grace with Matt Walsh? Of course. All times when you play guitar on videos, you do it so light with beautiful smile. Thank you. Are you like to read books, and what kind of books? Of course, I've read a lot of books. It's hard for me to translate it to English, but I guess it's a Watchman. I guess it's even a Russian author, if I'm being right. Let me just see. In German, it's Die Wächter. From where is he? Sergei Lukyanenko, and he's from, yeah, Russia. It's even a Russian author. I've also seen the movies, great movies. I also like a lot of German books, and I've also read some philosophical stuff, philosophical stories and such. There are a lot of books I've read, and I really struggle to translate them into international titles. But I used to read a lot, and I enjoy reading a lot. Do you have a boyfriend? For the 4th time? Yes, it's the cameraman. What guitar do you like to play much more than Orphe? My AZ. Have you ever used Roto Vibe? No. I don't know what that is. What do you think of the sound of an amp versus an amp sim? If you do a really good amp sim, I guess there is not that big of a difference if you do a mix, if I'm totally honest. Favorite camera gear for recording? It's my Sony Alpha 7 Mark III, and now I have a DJI Ronin gimbal. So my videos will be more stable now and not that shaky, because now I could finally afford that gimbal with the Patreon pledge. Do you have any recommendation for a beginner's guitar? Yes, I've already even posted a video about that. Do you think rock and metal will make a mainstream comeback? You will never know, but at least what I see in some fashion shops is that punk and metal clothing for women is coming back for whatever. Do you like Parkway Drive, the band? Yes. Do you like kill switch engage? Yes. And the chat refreshed again, so I need to see where I stopped answering the questions. Oh. So many questions. You guys are getting crazy. So many questions. Ah, there we are. You like Wonder Woman? I never seen the movie. Do you have a favorite scale to jam in? No. Do you prefer to read fiction or non-fiction? Fiction. Are you autodidact? Yes. Will you still do live streaming once COVID is over? For sure. How long did time it took to prof level? I'm not a professor, I'm a teacher. Hattest du schon mal Einschlafstörungen, weil du zu viel Musik im Kopf hattest? Nein, tatsächlich nicht. Have you ever played bass? Thoughts? Yeah, there are 2 bass covers online even on my channel. The bass itself is a bit too big for me, but I got a mezzo bass and it's pretty nice. Floyd Rose or Carla? I never tried a Carla, so I cannot tell. Using your thumb while making a G is noob. Well, I guess this sentence is noob, because you shouldn't judge people about their technique. I can also play a G like every normal person, but if this is the most comfortable way how I can play a G, what is noob about that? Nothing. Nothing is noob about any technique, and I think you shouldn't be that negative about it. It's not funny. Especially not for those that aren't as great on guitar yet, or don't feel as great on guitar. And if you're writing something like that, you discourage people. Because if you play a G with your thumb or without your thumb, when it's a G, period. Who cares? Just people who think that they're better care. Wie lange hat es gedauert, das professionelle Niveau zu erreichen? I think someone asked me how long it took me to reach professional level. I'm still not professional, to be honest. What will be your first concert when the pandemic is over? I hope an own concert of my band. How do you decide when to get a new guitar? I feel like there's always gear I want, but I don't have a reason to get one. The thing is, I get a lot of new guitars for testing out and then sending them back, so I never have the need to actually buy a new guitar, if I'm totally honest. I did buy a new guitar last year, one. It was a PRS, and you saw it in my Linkin Park riff list, and I just saw that guitar and I was like, I really need it. And I never had that feeling so often before. It just happened 2 times. And so I guess this was also pretty, like, unreasonable of me. I never ever go into a shop and buy a guitar. I always have to think about it. But with this guitar, I just had to have it for some reason. Was sind deine Fächer an der Schule? Physik und Mathe. Did that lip piercing hurt? Not at all. Not at all, to be honest. Well, do you know what makes some guitars better at pinch harmonics than others? Is it all in the pickups? It's not all on the pickups, but also it's the string action and the scale. Like on the PRS, I can do pretty good pinch harmonics, and on my AZ, I really need to take care of the intonation. If the intonation isn't right, I cannot do pinch harmonics that great. Are Slipknot or Metallica riffs harder to play? Slipknot. Depends. But it depends. Really depends. Wie lange machst du schon eigentlich die Musik und wie lange bist du schon in der Band? Someone asked me how long I've been doing music and how long I've been in the band. I'm playing guitar for 10 years and I'm in OVERSENSE since 3 years. Would you do some more videos with Session? No plans yet, but I'm always open to do that. Do you like any blues guitarists or are you strictly metal? Not necessarily blues, but this swing gypsy style of Django Reinhardt is totally tasty. How much do you need to invest in a good guitar? It depends how you define good, because even beginner guitars for 200 euros are good. Did you say physics teacher? Yes, I did say physics teacher. What is so hard to understand about that? Wie lange machst du das schon? Habe ich gerade beantwortet. Do you have a boyfriend for the 5th time? Yes, the cameraman is still my boyfriend. What company would you like to get endorsed from for your very own signature guitar? I already got an endorsement by Ibanez. What about Machine Head? Do you like them? What is your favorite song? I admit that I don't listen to Machine Head that often, to be honest. It was never a band that I listened to often. What time is it where you're at? It's 9:11 p.m. If you had to choose one power, and what would it be and why? I think if I had one power, it would be rewinding time. Because then you can just see accidents, things in the past that can get changed and do something about it. And I always had been a fan of time traveling and such, and rewinding time would be a really good power to help people and to see threats coming and such. Wenn du ja Physik lehrst, bist du an Astrophysik auch interessiert? Ja, klar. Okay, I see I've got a 10 minutes lag of me talking and your questions. I'm pretty sorry about that. I will skip some questions now to be fresh with the chat, so to speak. The chat refreshed even. Oh, so many questions. Did you break your shoulder? No. It's just something. I don't know. I don't even know what happened back then. But you hear that crack. Something happened with my shoulder. I don't know at what point, to be honest. How do you feel about Andy James as lead guitarist in Five Finger Death Punch, replacing Jason Hook? I really like Jason, to be honest, as a guitarist in the band, but if it's his choice to leave the band, then I guess Andy is a good replacement. I mean, the band members need to decide what they think of him, and we shouldn't be any benchmark, because you don't know how they interact with each other. And you don't get in a band just for your skill, but also if the band members get along with you or not, or if you can have fun with the band members or not. If you don't have or don't share any interests in common, I guess it's also pretty hard to be in a band. What was guitar the first instrument you ever played? No, this was flute. Machst du heute noch Musik? Ja. Ja. Let me just see. Do you want to travel to Russia? I always wanted to see Moscow, to be honest. From what I saw, it's a really beautiful city. Let me see. Do you have a favorite Pantera song? Cemetery Gates, I guess. Did you try to play glam metal or want to try? Yes, I want to try. How hard is it to make a career in music? Can someone live off the music in these days? No, totally not. This is also why we did a crowdfunding with OVERSENSE, because you need to invest a lot, and then you have to be lucky if people will get your album or not. And like I mentioned, like a third time, I'm not even living from YouTube, even if I have so many subscribers and so many videos online. It's really hard to do that, living from music, which is why I have a day job. Have you ever tried a USA Schecter or PRS? No, not yet. Welche Fächer unterrichtest du? Mathe und Physik. You're beautiful, will you marry me? No, I won't. Will you do a collaboration with Sonja Anubis? I already did. We did Poison of Alice Cooper in 2 versions, where she plays the solos on her channel and where I play the solos on my channel. I guess you missed that one, but YouTube is always bad at sending out notifications, so YouTube is to blame. Collab mit dir und Rachel F. Ist geplant, wenn irgendwann mal die Zeit dafür ist, weil Collabs immer sehr zeitintensiv sind. Do you have any wood recommendation for custom electric guitar? Actually, no. You need to know yourself what wood is best for you or something like that. Death metal or heavy metal? Music. I always choose music if you just give me the choice. Can you teach me to play the guitar? I can. I would be able to do some Skype lessons again in April. Just message me on Instagram. What do you think about My Chemical Romance? Oh, I used to listen to them a lot. I really like them. How are you, Jassy? Okay. I suffered from a terrible headache yesterday and I'm still like a bit recovering. And still my shoulder hurts, so this is why I won't be playing guitar today. You have said multiple times that you don't consider yourself a professional. Yeah, because I'm not a professional. Are you from Hessen? If yes, hallo, ich bin auch. Ach, bin ich auch. Ja, ich bin aus Hessen. Dankeschön, André. Ich will mehr was von dir hören. Ist ja nicht so, dass ich 2 Videos die Woche hochlade. Einfach mal nachgucken in den Uploads. What is it that makes a professional? I guess the thing what makes you a professional guitar player is that you can live from the stuff you are doing and that you are appreciated by the community and that you can at least do every like common technique on guitar. Like that you could totally be hired by a band like after a week and being told, hey, play the set with us, and it's 1.5 hours. And I think I won't be able to do this to play in any band if they would hire me. And I think this is something that kind of is the difference between me and the professional. I'm still not trained enough yet that I could do a job like that. Like replace someone for whatever reason within 1 week. What is the concert that marked you the most? I guess seeing System of a Down live in 2011 was pretty good. What song did you find most difficult to play? I guess the Doom cover because of all the tapping. What about your neighbors? When you play, do you always use headphones? Yes. In this room here, it's totally quiet. I will just skip questions that I already answered. Tu ne devrais pas répondre aux commentaires négatifs, ils n'en valaient pas la peine. Oui, c'est ça. Please don't send cover requests as questions. That would be awesome. It is easy to learn bass if you already play guitar, I guess. You just need to get used to the thicker strings. How much should I spend on my second guitar? I've been learning playing for about 9 months now. If you can afford it, I guess a decent guitar that is really endurable, you can get it for around 300 to 500 euros. But if your first guitar already was around 200 euros, I guess you can go for 500 to 700 euros. But the most important thing is get the guitar in your hand and see whether it's comfortable for you to play on it. Is the new OVERSENSE album being released in 2021 or is it going to be delayed due to COVID? It will be released, of course, in 2021, in late 2021. If you had a lot of spare time, would you do a whole female band as a second band besides your first band? I don't want to judge human beings, but I guess it's hard to play in an all-girl band. At least I always had more male friends than female friends. at some point the interests are different, to be honest, and I can get along with guys better. So for me, I think I won't even start to try and found an all-female band. Danke, Pyro Saxe HD. I never tested out the signature guitar of Nita, no. What is your opinion on record companies nowadays, and would you contract to one of them? The thing is, the record companies decide whether you contract to them or not, so. Which concert will you visit first after quarantine? The own concert of my band, maybe? Do you have any weapons? No. It's not that common in Germany to own weapons, but if you just classify a pair of scissors a weapon, then the pair of scissors is my weapon. Can we call you Miss Jassy the Time Bender? That's cute. You can, if you like. That's my superhero move. I'm not familiar with Erja Litinen, if I have pronounced her correctly. I don't listen to Alexis on Fire, which doesn't mean that I think they are bad. I just don't listen to them. I got my shoulder checked out. This is why I'm getting therapy. Do you have a band or something like that? Yes. My band is called OVERSENSE, and normally I do play a lot of original songs on stream. And we are releasing our second album this year. Are you also offering online guitar lessons? Yes, but just starting in April, since I've got a lot of schoolwork to do. Have you ever seen Rob Halford live? No. What was the biggest surprise for you in 2021? Nothing up to now. Nothing I can think of up to now. Oh, I think the biggest surprise was that my band has hit even the second goal for our crowdfunding, because we didn't even count on that. We were happy for the first goal, but we couldn't count on the second goal. So I guess this was the biggest cool surprise. Do you have any preference for guitar body wood? Not really. Collab with Jem Majora? Maybe. Are festivals a good platform to reach a wider audience? Yeah. Because sometimes people on YouTube tend to be a bit superficial. Do you have your own songs? Yes. And normally I would play them on stream now. Okay, the chat refreshed again. So I have to check where the last questions have been. Okay. There I am. Thoughts on black metal? I dislike it. Sorry. Okay, Bamble, Appleboy, or beer? Either I'm being stupid, or Bamble and Appleboy is the... it's the same. Of course, Appleboy. Where did you learn to speak English so well? Thank you, first of all. I guess it's all training again. And I used to play a lot of video games, and for me, sometimes this German synchronization was cancer, or cancerous, if I'm using the right adjective. And so I turned the language to English with German subtitles, and so I got used more to English language. It's the same when my boyfriend and me watched Game of Thrones. For us, the synchronization in German was like not great. All of the characters didn't even distinguish between each other. They all seemed pretty pissed and aggressive. and when we switched to English, they all had their own way of acting. And so I appreciate it a lot when I listen to movies or video games in the language they were originally recorded, so to speak. And so I got used to how to pronounce words, but still, this doesn't make you a good speaker. All the live streams I'm doing on Twitch and YouTube have been pretty helpful. And if you take a listen to the very first videos on YouTube where I talked, it's also pretty cancerous. I still have this German accent, to be honest. But if you listen to the first videos, I've been so girly, like, hi everyone, so cool, and such. So I really had a bad accent. And if you want to check that out, you can check out my old talking videos. What about Wolf Hoffman from Accept? What do you think about him? Great guitar player. What made you decide to be a teacher? At one point, you have to accept that music isn't like the thing you earn money with. And throughout my years as a student, I always had the talent to understand things right away. And so I was the person that gave the homework to other people and also explained stuff to other people, and the people then understood what I explained to them, but they didn't understand it when the teacher explained it to them. So I guess this was a pretty good quality of mine, that I can explain stuff more efficient than professional teachers. And so I was like, okay, maybe this is something I'm good at, and you should always take a job you are good at and don't have to invest so much time to get good at it. This is my philosophy. Like, why should you invest time to do a job you don't want to do, that gives you money and you need to do a lot of time with it? Like, I'm also pretty efficient still, even if I'm like working a lot. But I guess my colleagues, since they are not that fast with PCs and such, they even spend a lot more time working. So this is something I can do good, and so I decided to become a teacher because I can explain stuff pretty decently. Don't say you have a boyfriend, do you? For the 6th time. I guess this is the question which was asked like most of the time. I still have a boyfriend and still the cameraman. This is why I'm also so happy and smiling a lot, because he's actually there doing the video together with me. Why should I smile even that much if I'm not looking at the person that I love? Okay. What classical piece would you like rearrange for electric guitar? I guess it already was arranged. I guess every classical piece was rearranged already. Was denkst du über Jason Richardson? Ich glaube, ich habe gerade kein Bild vor Augen. Leider. Doch. Aber nicht so groß, tatsächlich. Are you a gamer? Have you got a PlayStation or Xbox or something? Dude, I have a PC. But we also got an Xbox One X and a PlayStation 3. But I've always been a gamer on a PC. How does it feel to be female in the metal subculture? It's a big question. Let's just say that I don't feel taken seriously most of the time. Like, there are a lot of people that rather comment on my appearance. I mean, if they compliment me, okay. If they compliment my ass, my boobs, or my thighs, then it's rather sexual and I dislike it. And I think to myself, hey, you're not on YouPorn. It's not your right to comment on that. And I feel like people get more superficial and don't pay attention to the actual skill, if I'm being totally honest. But as my community is amazing, I know that you guys at least watch my channel for guitar playing and tips and such and chilling around. So that is pretty good. I also have some stories concerning that matter. Like someone even commented a few years back, yeah, nothing special. Women have to deliver more than just men, because why should I watch a girl guitarist if I can watch a male guitar player? Like, if if this person was to watch a woman playing guitar, this women need to be sexy, showing a lot of boobs and such, because women need to do more than men. Because he was like totally convinced that men are better guitar players, and if a woman is equally good, why should he listen to a woman? Because a man can do it as good, so he should just have stuff to look at next to the guitar to listen to. And also, it was also in the real world when I played with my band at a band contest, and since then we never played contests again. Behind my back, there have been people talking with my friends from the band, like with my bandmates, and they said that they just have me in the band because of my reach and my fame and me being a girl, so that people would look at me. And they were friendly to me at first, and then when I got to know what they really thought of me, I'm like, okay, you guys don't see me as a guitar player, and just because I'm successful, I'm not good or good enough or something. And just because I can play decently but not very special, I just have the band spot as lead guitar player because I'm a girl and attract men. Yes, of course. Like I said in the beginning, your band doesn't choose you because you are great or such. A band chooses you if you are suiting in the band, if you can have a great time together. And there are a lot of things that have been said in the past that are pretty hurtful. And I already said women can be as bad as men because people in general can be crap and mean. But men are more offensive and they tend to objectify women a lot. And especially in the metal scene where, oh, you need to look evil like this when you play guitar. I'm totally in the wrong place, apparently, for some people, because I'm an open-minded and happy person, and this is something that doesn't suit this genre. And so I get insulted a lot. I get insulted a lot for the most different things, and most of it is the reason that I'm a girl, because I'm too girly, I smile too much. Oh, I bet you wouldn't even have a third or 10% of the views if you were a male guitar player. Do we have a super cat again? Hey, Jonah. Thank you. So that's the thing. You always have to prove yourself as a woman. You always have to be better just because you're a woman, because otherwise you will just get the views because of your appearance and your boobs. That's the thing what I do think about when seeing my role in the metal subculture. Do you feel some kind of discrimination? Every day. Was nutzt du für eine Kamera für deine Livestreams? Dieselbe, wie ich für meine Videos nutze, eine Sony Alpha 7 Mark III. Meine Lieblingsgitarre ist immer noch meine Ibanez AZ. I don't know Nervosa. Do you like the new Gojira songs? I listened to Another World and it was a pretty good song. I guess there is another song out, but I haven't listened to it yet. Is Jassy short for Jasmine? Yes, just without the E. What is the guitar behind you on the right side? It's my 7-string that I need to send back. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? You have to define what unstoppable and immovable means, because without a proper definition, I cannot define the outcome. Let me just see. I guess the chat has refreshed again, so I need to see where I stop. And we're nearly crossing the 2-hour mark, so I have to leave soon. There we are. Would you consider having a signature guitar of your own? Yeah, why not? But I guess this won't happen too soon. Do you like Star Wars or Marvel more? Tough question, but I guess Marvel. Um, what happens? Okay, I just see that. What is your favorite video game? Tough question. There are so many great ones. I really like the Borderlands franchise, but Borderlands 3 was a bit underwhelming. I really love the Prince of Persia Sands of Time series. I really like Mafia, The City of Lost Heaven, Beyond Good and Evil, Obscure, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, The Witcher. There's a lot of great stuff. Would you do a stream concert with OVERSENSE or the band? We don't have the possibility. We simply don't have the possibility to stream with the full band. We don't have a setup, and investing in such a setup is too expensive. I like Wacken, yes. Let me just see. Grüße von Lehrer zu Lehrerin. Cool. More questions? I will skip questions that I already answered in the chat because then I would be repeating myself. Yes, I have been to Wacken in 2019. Thank you. Which car do you own? I missed this super chat of Jonah. Sorry. Which car do you own? I have an Opel Signum. I really like this car. Let me just see. What's your opinion on a bad guitar player buying an expensive guitar? What should be my opinion? I mean, everyone is entitled to do whatever he or she wants. I mean, for some people, I am a bad guitar player, if I'm being honest. For some people, they tell me that I'm not great, and I have an expensive guitar. So it would be the same question asking someone who thinks of me being a bad guitar player what he thinks about me paying or buying an expensive guitar. There's nothing wrong about it. I never have played superhero games. No. Let me just see. More questions? Okay, these are just statements. Okay, I guess some people of you got triggered when I just told you about my role in the metal scene. What do you dream of? My dream is quite complex. I dream of being able to live from playing guitar. I dream of having a small house, not a big house. Really small house with a few rooms, a small garden, and time with my BF. That's what I dream of. Nothing more. Where are you from? I'm still from Germany. Do you like Evanescence? Of course. Favorite food is sushi. Isn't metal dead globally? Your thoughts? No, metal isn't dead. Do you like Powerwolf? Yes, of course. Let me see. Do you have any opinion on headless guitars? I never tried one, so I think I don't have a proper opinion on them. Thank you, Gladiator, Roman Empire. Will you do some Meshuggah covers? I think with my shoulder, not that soon. Um, oh, someone knows Beyond Good and Evil. That's great. Do you like the city of New York City? I never have been to New York City, but it's a city I really want to visit when I have the opportunity to visit the United States. Um, okay, the chat refreshed again, so I need to check whether there is more questions. With which musician would you dream of interviewing? Let me think. Which musician would I dream of interviewing? It's hard to decide. It's really hard to decide. Let me see. I think Guthrie Govan can be pretty fun to interview, or Sinister Gates. How did you learn guitar? Also, can you consider a guitar cover by the band Dead by April? Please don't do cover requests. That would be awesome. I learned guitar by taps and my ears, to be honest. I haven't heard the new Sabaton song yet, and I feel bad for it because I still didn't have the time. I don't play guitar today, for those who are asking, because I have some shoulder pain and a headache, and so I considered maybe doing a Q&A and answer your questions, since you always have so many questions when I live stream, and now I take the time answering your questions. What do you think about the Do? This guy is legendary. Which Borderlands part do you say was the best? I would say 1. But consider playing it with other people, I would say 2. 1, because it's like giving you the feeling of a really calm wasteland world, and 2 is just a lot of fun to play with other people. Thank you, Mushroom Mission. Thank you. The chat again has refreshed. Wo in Deutschland wohnst du? In Hessen. All-time favorite song to play on your guitar? Blut im Auge. If it's from another band. Other than that, Mr. Mackey's Chase for Love. And a new song, I cannot tell you the title. Do you sing? No. I wish I could, though. What is your setup? For live streaming or for recording covers? That's the thing. Do you like Black Label Society? From the songs I heard, I like the songs. Wie findest du das neue Architects-Album? Noch nicht reingehört. I don't own a BC Rich Guitar, no. Gibt es eigentlich Tabs von OVERSENSE? Ja, bei mir auf Patreon. Would you ever do videos on teaching some guitar lessons from songs requested? When I would be able to live from YouTube, yes. But currently, I'm not able to live from YouTube. So, I guess this won't happen. How do you feel during the pandemic? Yeah, I don't expect anything, and so I cannot be like underwhelmed or overwhelmed, so it's okay. Ever had any Indian food? Yep, I even cooked some Indian food by myself. I really like naan, and the curries are really great. What's your opinion of drum machines and programmed instruments becoming mainstream and almost being the norm? I mean, you can control them better, and also gives non-drummers the chance to produce their ideas on drums without being able to play the drums, which is pretty good. But I think a drum computer can never replace a human being, especially when you want to play live. It's something different when you see a drummer performing or a drum machine. It's something. Which band would you dream of playing with? I guess Slipknot would be pretty badass. What is the most interesting country in your mind? Canada. I really like Canada. Is there trap in Germany? Maybe. If you mean this music genre, I guess there is. You have a pretty huge fan base in India. I've been introduced to you from my friends. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. So cheers to India. That's crazy. Do you have a PS4 or PS5? Neither. I have a PS3. Right. We're nearing the 2 hours mark. I guess since I also want to have a clear head tomorrow, I might close the stream when I stream for 1 hour and 55 minutes. So now there are just a few minutes left for you to post some questions. Then I will just stop the stream. Because I really need to go to sleep then. I really liked your solo on Sonne from Rammstein. Why can't Kruspe put some nice solos? It's not my business, of course, but some solos could be made. Yeah, it's not the thing how Rammstein works. Rammstein wouldn't work with guitar solos because the guitars are there to get the machine running, so to speak, to have this huge wall of rhythm sound. And so Richard cannot play guitar solos because not because he can't, but because it's not his role in Rammstein, so to speak. He's the lead guitar player. He does play solos on some songs and also lead lines, but I guess guitar solos, the keyboard is doing a lot of the melody stuff, and so the keyboard is in the focus for the solo stuff. Have you ever been to Morocco? No, not yet. What do you mean about Poland? I never visited Poland, so I cannot say anything about it. What time is at your place right now? It's 9:47 p.m., but I really need to sleep because I'm already awake for a couple of hours, like many hours, and it's good for my head to sleep. It would be cool for OVERSENSE to play Hellfest. Yeah. Of course, it will be cool if this happens someday. Oh, sorry. This is my being nervous. So I'm moving my leg. Have you sisters or brothers? Yes, one sister and one brother. Cheers to Australia. Hopefully we can play live in Australia someday. Cheers to Lithuania. Really cool. Unfortunately, I just have a Q&A session today. Normally I would be playing guitar, but my shoulder won't support that today. If you like, you can tune in again on Friday. Then I will be playing guitar again, hopefully. Would you rather be a rhythm guitarist your whole life and never be able to play lead, or be lead and never rhythm? I would rather be a rhythm player if I had the choice, because riffs are the thing. I mean, what role does a shred solo have? I like tasty rhythm stuff and licks a lot more than crazy lead stuff. Have you ever met with a member of Slipknot? Unfortunately not, but I wish I could. Thank you, Alex. But never just trade something you have for something another person has. Any song not supposed to be so difficult but was harder than you thought? Yes. For example, Distortion by Baby Metal. It seemed easy to me, but it wasn't too much. And also, what is also tricky to play is The Last Stand by Sabaton, because you have to keep the rhythm with the down picking straight. Another one is Spit It Out by Slipknot, because the verse with always hitting the pinch harmonic on point is pretty hard, even if the song doesn't sound hard. You play video games? Yes, I already answered that question. Do you find it is harder to be taken seriously when you're a woman? Yeah, of course. I recommend to rewatch the stream, because I have already said a lot about this matter during the stream. Yes, I of course like Jen Majura. Favorite song from Five Finger Death Punch? 100 Ways to Hate or Hard to See? Hard to See is also a really great song. Thank you, Ray. Really cool. Did you play Dark Souls? Yeah, I started but got frustrated pretty quick. Do you like PV6505? Yeah. For some songs it's a great amplifier. Slipknot System of a Down Linkin Park is metal for you. Of course. It's a different type of metal. Any tips for consistent squealies? No, just practice. Practice, and know where the squealies are, because they are at some specific points on the guitar string. If you know a bit about physics, you know what these spots are. Do you learn songs by yourself or use some tabs? I use tabs and then rely on my ears. Okay, I need to close the chat right now, because I think also my nose needs some treatment now. Like I'm always like sniffing and such, and this is not too great. I think I need a tissue. And also I'm getting tired. I really need to get some rest. And hopefully I have a reaction video ready for you tomorrow. I already recorded it and just need to upload it. I might have something ready for you on Wednesday and Saturday as videos, and hopefully we see each other again on Friday for a normal guitar and chill stream. If you like this Q&A session, put it in the comments below of this video. If you want more of these Q&A sessions, then I might do one every 2 months, because I cannot answer every question during the live streams. And here I think it's a bit more personal when I answer your questions. So you can just tell me that in the comments under this video, if I should do something like that again. Otherwise, stay safe and healthy wherever you are. And yeah, stay tuned and rock on for more videos this week. Turn on these notifications, otherwise you won't get them. So, bye. Have a great time, everyone.